Good to see you guys again. And today I'm going to talk about debts and investments. Should you be paying your debts first before starting to invest? Should you invest and then pay off your debts as you go? It all depends on where you're at financially, but I'm going to go over 3 reasons why you should be paying your debt first before investing. Welcome to SimpleChew. I'm your host Hank, and as I said before, it all depends where you're at financially, but in my personal experience, paying my debts, all of them at first, was really beneficial as I started to invest on my younger years. You're gonna be finding a lot of financial advisors telling you different answers and different opinions about how they will manage this topic, but I'm just gonna give you straight up the reasons why I chose to pay my debts and then starting to invest. Reason number 1 why I paid my debts first was I had a lot of credit card debt, and that debt was really high on interest. I was paying around 25% on interest on that credit card, and it didn't make sense for me to go and invest on an index fund, let's say, that is gonna give me 8% return a year, and then I was paying 25% every month. So for me, it didn't make sense to put my money, all my money on this investment tool and then be paying all this money in debt. So what I did was just focus on paying that credit card first, and then I worked my way on paying, focus on my next debt, that was my student loans, which I was paying around 6%, but still didn't justify for me to leave that debt and just grab the money that I was earning from my income and put them on an investment. I still wanted to pay that student loans at 6% because I just wanted to be debt free and I just wanted to have all this excess income and be able to invest it freely on anything that I wanted. Also, I never liked playing the margin game, where if I own a student loan for 6% and I put my money on an index fund for 11% this year, let's say, because it's doing really well, I didn't want to play that 6% minus 11 game, because you never know when the stock market is gonna drop and fall really heavily, and then you're gonna be losses on your investment, and then you still owe that money in your debt. So I never liked playing that game. I always prefer to pay all my debts first and then focus on investment. Reason number 2 why I pay my debts first is it's really hard to develop a safety or emergency fund if you have debt and you're also trying to manage that investment, because now your money is getting pulled in 2 different directions, where you're trying to pay your debts and then you're trying to invest that money. There's no money in the middle for an emergency situation, and that's really important to create, to have that 6 months emergency fund, just in case anything happens. You lose your job, you get sick, or you have a family member who gets sick, or you have a family member who passed away, and you need some money to help out with funeral stuff. That's all things that we don't have control and we can't predict, and it's hard to manage and to create an emergency fund if you have debt and investment. So I prefer to just pay my debts and just focus on that investment and then create my this emergency. Reason number 3, debt doesn't look really good when you're trying to purchase a big asset like a house, or you're trying to make a big investment where you're trying to invest in somebody's business, or anything that it's going to require you to borrow a large sum of money, and you have this debts, the small debts that are making your debt ratio look bad. So I always like to pay all my credit card debts, all my student loans, all that stuff. I try to get rid of, because I know in the future I'm saving for the future, where I want to invest in something big. I want to invest in somebody's business. I want to invest on buying a home or buying a bunch of buildings, and I want to. So you never know where you want to go from there. And if you have debt already from the past, it's hard to somebody to lend you money in a big sum. Thank you guys for watching. Hopefully after watching this video you understand the reasons why I prefer to pay all my debts before investing, or buying any kind of asset. Remember guys to follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at Real Simple Chew, and keep it simple.